Making money does not just depend on how smart you are or how much you have studied. Making money depends on how your behavior is. In today's one video, we will completely break down the world-famous book, The Psychology of Money, from our Stock Market Top 10 Books series. Today, you will learn that fine difference between being rich and being wealthy, which 99% of people do not know. How the magic of compounding silently grows money without doing anything, and most importantly, that mindset with which you can build financial freedom. We will understand the powerful chapters of this book in very simple language, so do not miss even a single second of this video. Today, you will know that truth about money which only the top 1% of people in the world know. Chapter 1. No one's crazy. Friends, you must have often noticed that some people sell everything in a panic the moment the stock market falls, while some people happily keep buying in that same fall. We think that the one who got scared is crazy or does not understand. But author Morgan Housel says, no one is crazy. Nobody is crazy. 1. The core concept: your experience is your reality. Think about it. A person who was born in 1970 saw an inflation rate of 13 to 14% in his youth. For him, saving money means buying gold or doing FD. On the other hand, a person who was born in 1995 has mostly seen low inflation and a technology boom. For him, putting money in crypto or tech stocks is normal. Now, if the person from 1970 says that the stock market is gambling, he's not wrong. He has seen his world exactly that way. Every financial decision we make does not depend on what we have read in books, but on what we have felt in our own lives. The lottery paradox. Morgan Housel gives shocking data. The poorest people in America, who do not even have enough money to eat properly, are the ones who buy the most lottery tickets. From the outside, we would think these people are crazy. With this money, they could have eaten better food or saved. But look at it from their perspective. In their life, there is no other way left to become rich. They will never get a big job. They will never be able to buy a grand house. That lottery ticket is actually like buying a dream. For $1 or $2, they buy that feeling, which you and I easily have. For them, that is reasonable, even if it is not rational. Theory versus reality. We can calculate on an Excel sheet that if we get 15% returns, we will become millionaires. But when the market falls 30% and your hard-earned money starts looking like half, then the Excel sheet does not work. What works then is your fear and your experience. The author says that no financial decision in the world is made purely by mathematics. It is an emotional decision taken while sitting at the dinner table. The golden lesson of this chapter. When you see someone investing in the wrong way, stop before calling them a fool. Remember that every person has grown up seeing only a small part of their own world. What you are investing today is not because you are the most intelligent, but because your circumstances have taught you to do so. Money management is not the language of IQ, but the language of emotions and context. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Often when we hear the story of a millionaire, our entire attention is on his hard work, his sleepless nights, and his brilliant mind. But we forget a very big truth: luck. And when we see someone getting ruined, we blame their shortcomings when the game there could be of risk. Morgan Housel in this chapter tells a story about Bill Gates that will change your perspective towards success. 1. The lakeside luck. In 1968, there were about 300 million children of high school-going age in the entire world. Bill Gates studied at Lakeside School in Seattle. At that time, even the big universities of the world did not have computers, but Lakeside School had bought a $3,000 computer, a T-Type Model 33, for its children. Look at the math. Out of 300 million children, only 300 of them were in that school that had the facility to learn computers. That means a chance of only 1 in 1 million. Bill Gates himself admits, if there had been no Lakeside School, there would be no Microsoft. It was pure luck that Bill Gates was born at the same time and place where he got that opportunity. Kent Evans, the name nobody knows. Bill Gates had a best friend at Lakeside School, Kent Evans. According to Bill, Kent was even smarter and sharper than him. They both had dreamed of Microsoft, but Kent never got to see the beginning of Microsoft. Just before graduation, Kent died in a mountain climbing accident. What were the chances of a high school student dying in a mountain accident in America? Only 1 in 1 million. Luck and risk, two sides of the same coin. Where 1 in a million luck made Bill Gates the richest man in the world, 1 in a million risk took Kent's life away from him. The talent of both was equal, but the result was different. The author explains that the world is so complex that the result of your actions is not always 100% what you think. Sometimes you make a wrong decision, but luck saves you. And sometimes you make an absolutely right decision, but risk takes you down. Key lessons of this chapter. Don't be hasty in judging anyone. Neither is anyone as good as they appear, nor as bad. Recognize the role of luck in success so that you don't become arrogant. Focus on the patterns of success, not on any one person. Instead of copying any one billionaire, look at those principles that are common among many successful people. In any one person's story, the role of luck can be very big. Learn to forgive yourself in failure. If you invested with complete research and still lost money, remember that this was a part of risk. It does not mean that you are a bad investor. Chapter 3. Never enough. In the world of money, the most difficult skill is not how to earn money, but how to stop the goalpost from moving forward. Often we think that if we just get a little more money, we will be happy. But Morgan Housel says that if you do not know what enough is for you, you can lose everything. The story of Rajat Gupta. Everything at stake. The story of Rajat Gupta is an example that both scares us and teaches us a lesson. Rajat Gupta was born in Calcutta. He became an orphan in childhood. But with his hard work, he rose to hold the position of CEO of the world's biggest consulting firm, McKinsey. By the year 2008, he had a wealth of $100 million. He sat with people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. He had everything that a person could think of: a grand house, respect, and immense wealth. But Rajat Gupta lacked one thing: contentment. He used to sit with people who were billionaires. He felt that $100 million was less. During the 2008 financial crisis, he made a very big mistake. Being a board member of Goldman Sachs, he gave an insider tip to his friend, Raj Rajaratnam. For just a few more millions, he staked that respect, freedom, and career which had taken him 40 years. He went to jail and was disgraced the world over. The psychology of enough, moving the goalposts. The author explains why we humans are never happy. Because as soon as our earnings increase, our expectations also increase. This is called moving the goalposts. When you're on a bicycle, you feel that if you get a bike, that would be enough. The moment you get the bike, your goalpost moves to a car. The moment you get the car, your attention moves to a Mercedes. If your expectations keep growing along with your earnings, you will always feel behind. This race has no end because there will always be someone who has more than you. The poison of comparison. Social comparison, that is, comparing yourself with others, is the biggest reason that people cannot understand enough. An average baseball player earns $500,000 a year. He's very rich. But if he compares himself with star player Mike Trout, who earns $430 million, he will feel poor. And if Mike Trout starts comparing himself with Elon Musk, even his wealth will seem less to him. The only way to be satisfied is to stop playing this game altogether. Accept that what you have is sufficient for your needs. The 3 biggest lessons of this chapter. The hardest financial skill is keeping the goalpost fixed. When you start earning money, keep your expectations in check. Happiness is not in your earnings, but in the gap between earnings and expectations. Reputation and freedom are priceless. No matter how big the profit may be, never stake your respect and your peace of mind. Enough does not mean less. Enough just means that you should not blindly chase money and lose those things that cannot be bought with money. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. There have been many rich investors in the world, but why do we take Warren Buffett's name first? Is it because he's the best stock picker? Author Morgan Housel says no. The real secret of Buffett's success is not what you're thinking. His real power is time. When this book was written, Warren Buffett's net worth was around $84.5 billion. But do you know that out of this $81.5 billion came to him after he had crossed his 65th birthday? Buffett had started investing at the age of 10. If he had started like a common person at the age of 20 and retired at 60, his net worth today would be around $11.9 million. That means 99.9% of his wealth today would never have come into existence. His secret of success is not earning the best returns, but maintaining decent returns consistently for 75 years. Compounding sounds very ordinary, but our mind cannot understand it. Our mind thinks in a linear way, like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. But compounding moves exponentially, like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 16. Let us understand this with an example. The Ice Age. Scientists found that the Ice Age didn't come because the winters were very cold. It came because in summers the temperature did not rise enough to melt the snow that had frozen in the previous winters. The result? A little remaining snow attracted more snow in the next winter, and over thousands of years the entire Earth was covered with snow. Compounding is just like this. The previous profit becomes the base for the next profit. People often keep chasing multi-bagger stocks and doubling money overnight. They take big risks in search of the highest returns and exit the market midway. The author says, good investing is not necessarily about making even the highest returns. It's about earning pretty good returns that you can stick with for the longest period of time. If you earn 20% returns for 40 years, you will be far richer than the person who earns 50% one year and loses 20% the next year. Start early, stay long. In compounding, how long you invested is far more important than how much you invested. Consistency is key. You do not need to be a genius. You just need to not give up and stop midway. The fruit of patience comes in the end. In the early years of compounding, nothing is visible. All the magic happens in the last few years. So, learn to endure the boredom. Chapter 5. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. Getting rich is a skill, but staying rich is a completely different art. Author Morgan Housel says that to get rich, you have to take risks, be optimistic, and push yourself out. But to stay rich, you need exactly the opposite behavior: humility and fear. The author makes us understand this through two characters: Jesse Livermore, the greatest stock trader of his time. During the Great Depression of 1929, when the whole world was going broke, Livermore made $100 million in a single day by short selling. He became one of the richest people in the world at that time. Abraham Germansky, a successful real estate investor, but the Depression of 1929 ruined him, and he took his own life. Now see the twist. Jesse Livermore felt that he was unbeatable. He started taking even bigger risks. Exactly 4 years later, Livermore lost everything, and he did what Germansky had done: suicide. The lesson is clear. Getting rich and staying rich are two different games. Livermore was a master at getting rich, but he failed at staying rich. If you want to stay rich, your strategy should have only one word: survival. The biggest power in the world of money is compounding, but compounding only works when you stay in the game for a long time. If you go broke midway or exit in fear, the magic of compounding will stop. Warren Buffett is not rich because he played the most dangerous bets, but because he kept himself from going bankrupt for 60, 70 years. To stay rich, you need to plan for the plan not going according to plan. That means always keep a backup. Keep cash. Even if cash gives less returns, in bad times, this same cash will save you from forcibly selling your stocks. Margin of error. In investing, always assume that you can be wrong. This is called margin of safety. If you put all your capital in one place, you are not investing, you're gambling. To earn money, you need risk. To save it, you need humility. You have to accept that luck had a hand in your success, and that luck can turn at any time. Be optimistic, but prepare for a downturn. Be optimistic about the future, that things will get better, but be paranoid today that a recession can come tomorrow. The first rule of compounding: never put an unnecessary obstacle in the process of compounding, and the obstacle comes when you take more risk than your capacity. Chapter 6: Tails, You Win. Have you ever wondered how big investors are right every single time? The truth is that they are not right every time. Author Morgan Housel says that in the world of money, you can be wrong half the time and still build immense wealth. This is called the long tail event. In the late 1930s, Walt Disney was on the verge of ruin. He had made hundreds of short cartoon films, but he was drowning in debt. Then he played a big bet and made the first long animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This one film changed everything. In the first 6 months alone, it earned $8 million, which was unbelievable by the standards of that time. The hundreds of films Disney had made before went to waste, but this one single film, Tail Event, made the company the world's biggest media house. In statistics, tails refer to those events that happen very rarely, like 1 out of 100 times, but their impact is the biggest. In the stock market, if you invest in 100 companies, maybe 50 will flop, 40 will give average returns, but only 5 companies will be those that give 10,000% returns. Your entire wealth will come from those same 5 companies. Warren Buffett's portfolio. According to a 2013 report, Warren Buffett bought around 400 to 500 stocks in his lifetime, but his real wealth has come from only 10 stocks. We often get nervous when any one share in our portfolio falls down. We feel that we are a bad investor. But Housel says that a great investor is not one who never makes a mistake, but one who keeps his mistakes small and lets his wins grow big. This is called the venture capital model. They put money in 10 startups. They know that 8 will fail. If even one becomes the next Google, it will not just make up for those 8, but will make them billionaires. Being wrong is normal. It doesn't matter how many times you are right or wrong. What matters is how much you earn when you are right and how much you lose when you are wrong. Ignore the noise in between. Your portfolio may be full of many junk shares, but if you have 1 or 2 stocks like Amazon or Nvidia, you will win. Patience is what takes you to the tail event. The tail event, big profit, often comes in the last years of investing. If you give up early, you will never reach that magical return. Chapter 7: Freedom. What is the biggest use of money? A grand bungalow, an expensive sports car, or traveling the world? Author Morgan Housel says that the biggest dividend or benefit of money is that it gives you control over your time. Psychologists have researched for decades about what gives humans the most happiness. The answer was not money, status, or reputation. The answer was autonomy. This means when you can say, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want, and for as long as I want. If you have a lot of money, but you are stuck in a job where you have no control over your time, then your situation is no better than the person who earns less, but is the master of his own will. In olden times, work was mostly physical. When you came home from the field, the work ended right there. But today, we're living in a knowledge economy. Today, our work runs in our minds. You come home from the office, but the worry of emails, messages, and projects comes home with you. Because of this, in the modern world, we are always on the clock. The only way to reduce this mental exhaustion is buying time through money. The real importance of money is not seen in your lifestyle, but in the options you have bought. Level 1. You have enough savings that you can take a few days off from work when sick. Level 2. You have enough money that if you lose your job, you can look for a new job for 6 months without stress. Level 3. You have enough wealth that you can do a lower paying job but preferred job because now you do not have to work just to pay bills. This is real freedom. Use money to buy time. When you buy something, you are actually spending that part of your savings which could have given you freedom in the future. Be the owner of things, not a slave to things. Expensive cars and watches can give you momentary happiness, but control over your time gives you lifelong contentment. The purpose of savings is freedom. Savings are not just for future expenses, they are a buffer against uncertainty that saves you from being forced to make decisions. Chapter 8: Man in the Car Paradox.
When you see someone driving a 1 crore Ferrari or Lamborghini on the road, what do you think? You never think that, wow, that man is so cool. Instead, you think, if I had this car, people would think how cool I am. This is the man in the car paradox. Author Morgan Housel tells that when he used to work as a valet at a hotel, expensive cars would come and go every day. He noticed one thing: people buy expensive cars so that other people will respect them and like them. But the truth is exactly the opposite. When you are in your expensive car, people are not respecting you, they are looking at your car as a benchmark and imagining themselves fitting into it. They use your grandeur to decorate their own dreams, but they do not care who you are. Often, people spend money because they feel that expensive things will get them respect and admiration, but there is a very big misunderstanding here. There is no direct relationship between looking rich and getting respect. People respect those who are humble, kind, and wise. An expensive car can only get you attention, not respect. And attention is very cheap, it ends quickly. The author gives a very direct and bitter lesson here. No one is impressed with your possessions as much as you are. If your goal is to get respect from others, then instead of throwing money on expensive things, work on your character, because when you spend money to look rich, you are actually reducing that wealth which could have given you freedom in the future. The 3 biggest lessons of this chapter: stop trying to impress others. Nobody's going to respect you by looking at your expensive things. They are just looking at those things. Show off is a sign of poverty. Often in the attempt to look rich, people spend so much money that they lose the chance to actually become rich. Real respect comes from behavior. If you want people to admire you, take the help of humility and wisdom, not by displaying your bank balance. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. When someone drives a $100,000 car, there is only one thing you know for certain: that his bank account has $100,000 less now compared to before he bought that car. This is the biggest truth of this chapter. We often consider rich and wealthy to be the same thing, but according to author Morgan Housel, these are completely different. Richness is related to current income. People who drive expensive cars, live in big bungalows, and wear diamonds are rich. Richness is visible. It's easy to recognize because it rests on show-off. Wealth is the money that has not been spent yet. Wealth is what you have not converted into an expensive car, watch, or first-class ticket. Wealth is that investment that is quietly sitting in your bank balance, stocks, or mutual funds. Wealth is not visible. In society, we look at richness and consider it the measure of success, because that is what we can see. We look at someone's way of spending and guess how rich they are, but we cannot see their bank statement. The reality is that many people who look rich may actually be drowning in debt. On the other hand, a person driving an ordinary car may actually be a millionaire. Wealth means the discipline of not spending. Visible richness gets you the attention of others, but invisible wealth gives you options. Wealth gives you the freedom to make a decision of your own choice tomorrow. Wealth means that money is safely stored that will buy you time and freedom in the future. The author says, the world is full of people who look rich but are actually broke, and also those who look ordinary but are very wealthy. Restraining the ability to spend is wealth. If you earn $50,000 and buy a $50,000 car, you may look rich, but your wealth is zero. The relationship between diet and wealth. Building wealth is like a diet. To lose weight, you have to say no to tasty food. Similarly, to build wealth, you have to say no to today's desires. Get out of the show-off race. If you were spending money only to show others that you have money, you are losing the fastest way to build wealth.
Chapter 10. Save money. Often when we talk about investing, all our attention is on returns, stock market, and portfolio. But Morgan Housel says that the biggest role in your wealth creation is not your investment returns, but your savings rate. In the world of money, there are 3 things: your income, your investment returns, and your savings rate. You cannot increase your income overnight, and the market's return is completely not in your hands. But how much you save is 100% in your control. According to the author, you can become rich even without earning too much money, provided your ability to save is strong. But you can never become rich even by earning very high returns if you do not save. Housel gives a very deep formula here. Savings equals income minus ego. To save money, you do not need to earn more, but you need to increase your humility. When you separate your needs from your wants, saving starts happening on its own. The best way to save is not to increase your income, but to reduce your desire to impress others. Most people save for a specific purpose, like buying a house, buying a car, or a wedding, but the author says that you should save without any reason. The world is uncertain. Nobody knows what will happen in the future. Savings made without any goal actually buy you time and options. This is the money that protects you from invisible dangers, and when a very big opportunity comes in front of you, this same money gives you the strength to grab it. Savings give you the time that your investment needs to compound. If you do not have savings, the moment there's a slight fall in the market, you will panic or be forced to withdraw your investment. Savings act as a protective shield for your investment. Focus on savings more than returns. You can become very rich just with the power of savings, even by being an average investor. Reduce your ego. Every time you stop yourself from buying something that you do not really need, you are investing in your freedom. Be prepared for uncertainty. Savings are not just for expenses, they're a protection against that part of the world which is impossible to predict. Chapter 11. Reasonable versus rational. In the world of investing, people often chase mathematics and data. They want to make a decision that is completely correct on paper, that is rational. But author Housel says that you should not try to be rational. Instead, you should be reasonable. It's easy for a robot or calculator to be rational. If the data says this share will give 15% returns, but the risk is high, the machine will choose it without any fear. But humans are made of emotions. You want to sleep peacefully at night. If your investment is scaring you or taking away your family's peace, then no matter how correct it is on paper, it is wrong for you. A reasonable decision is one that helps you stay invested even through market ups and downs. Experts often say that you should put your money where you get the most returns, no matter which country's company it is. But most people prefer to invest in their own country's companies. By mathematics, this is not rational because you are losing diversification. But emotionally, it is reasonable. You know those companies, you trust them, and when bad times come, you do not run away in fear. Staying invested is the biggest win in investing. Rationally, if your home loan interest rate is 7% and you can earn 12% from the market, you should not pay off the debt and invest the money. But reasonably, the mental peace and happiness that comes from being debt-free has no comparison. That peace gives you the strength to make better decisions in the future. Therefore, paying off debt is reasonable, even if it is not the most profitable by mathematics. The author gives a very simple measure, the sleep test. Does your investment let you sleep peacefully at night? If yes, you are reasonable. If you keep checking your portfolio all night, you are probably trying to be too rational, which will ultimately harm you. 3 main points of this chapter. Accept emotions. Investing isn't just a game of numbers, it's a game of psychology. Instead of suppressing your emotions, make them part of your strategy. Staying invested is everything. A strategy that gives 10% returns but you can follow it for 20 years is better than a strategy that gives 20% returns but you abandon it in 2 years out of fear. Make decisions with a cool head. Reasonable people know that they are human and they will make mistakes. Therefore, they keep flexibility in their plan.
Chapter 12. Surprise! There is a very big misunderstanding in the world of investing. People think that history is a map of the future. They look at old data and think that tomorrow will be the same. But author Housel says, history is the study of events that nobody predicted. Generally, reading history is useful for a civil engineer or doctor because the rules of building bridges or the structure of the human body do not change. But the world of money is different. Here, the rules keep changing with human emotions and circumstances.
If you are investing only by looking at the last 50 years of data, you are not prepared for those unimaginable events that have never happened before. The September 11th attack, the 2008 recession, or the COVID-19 pandemic. These were events that had no mention in any historical data. The author calls these black swan events. The history of money does not tell you what will happen next, but it tells you how humans behave under pressure. For example, before the 1970s, things like 401k or index funds did not exist. Today's investment landscape is completely new. Therefore, the thinking of "this used to happen in the olden days" can prove very dangerous in today's era. When something happens that has never happened before, people call it an accident. But the truth is that the world runs on such unforeseen events. Housel says something very deep. The most important part of a plan is the plan for when your plan does not go according to plan. Do not consider the past as the measure of the future. History can teach you how people react in fear and greed, but it cannot tell you what the next big crisis will be. Keep a margin of safety. Since the future is uncertain and it will surprise us, always leave some room in your calculations. If you think the market will give 10% returns, make your plan based on 7%. Be flexible. Do not be stubborn about your beliefs. The world is changing, and the strategy that worked 20 years ago does not necessarily work today. Chapter 13. Room for Error. The world's most successful gambler is not one who plays every move correctly, but one who has enough chips left to stay in the game despite being wrong. Author Morgan Housel calls this a margin of safety. The author says that the most important part of planning is the plan for when your plan does not work. Most people think of a best-case scenario when investing. They think, if I get 12% returns per year, I will become a millionaire in 20 years. But they do not think about what will happen if the market gives no returns for 5 years, or if a medical emergency comes. This is where room for error comes in handy. It protects you from those things that are impossible to predict. The magic of compounding only works when it gets years of time, and to stay for years, your survival is necessary. If you invest using your full capacity, leverage, even a small fall in the market can finish you. But if you have a margin of safety, like extra cash or a lower risk portfolio, you will not panic and sell your investment during a fall. The human mind likes certainty, but the world runs on probabilities. If you place a bet where you will get $100 on winning, but will end up on the street on losing, that is not investing, that is madness. Even if your chances of winning are 95%, that 5% risk is enough to destroy your entire life. Lesson: never bet on anything where failure means the end. Underestimate your needs. If you think you need $50,000 to run the house, make your planning based on $70,000. This difference of $20,000 is your room for error. The importance of cash. Cash is king, not because it gives returns, but because it stops you from selling your good investments in bad times. It gives you options and time. Checks and balances. Be optimistic about the future that things will be fine, but keep your preparation so that even if things go wrong, you remain safe. Chapter 14. You'll change. Imagine that at the age of 18, you decided that you will become a doctor because you like to serve. But by the age of 30, you realize that you want to spend time with your family and the busy life of a doctor is not your cup of tea. Author Morgan Housel says that in the world of investing, our biggest challenge is not that the market changes, but that we ourselves change. Psychologists say that we humans live in a strange illusion. We feel that we will remain the same in the future as we are today. We think that the things we like today will be liked by us 20 years later too. But the reality is that the you at 20 and the you at 40 are two completely different people. Your priorities, your dreams, and your needs change completely. Therefore, the long-term plan made today can feel like a prison in the future. The golden rule of investing is stay invested for a long time, but this rule fails when your lifestyle changes. Maybe you had thought that you would never get married, so you saved less, but 5 years later, you got married. Maybe you had thought that you could take a lot of risk, but after having children, you want to feel safe. When your life changes, you stop your investment midway. And as we saw in the previous chapters, the biggest enemy of compounding is interruption. Often people keep carrying their old mistakes because they have put a lot of time and money into them. Housel says that if you made a financial plan 10 years ago that is no longer useful, then abandoning it immediately is the wise thing to do. Do not become a slave to past decisions. Avoid extremes. Never take too much risk or be too miserly. Choose a middle path that you can follow at every stage of life. If your plan is too rigid, there's a greater chance of it breaking. Accept change. Accept that you will not be the same 10 years from now as you are today. Keep flexibility in your investment strategy so it can keep pace with your changing personality. Respect compounding. Since you will change, build a portfolio that you do not have to sell because of your changing priorities. Consistency is the real wealth. Chapter 15. Nothing's free. Everything in the world has a price, but the biggest problem in the world of investing is that the price is not written on a price tag. Author Morgan Housel says that most people do not succeed in investing because they are not ready to pay its price. If you want a new car, you go to the showroom and pay its price. This is clear and straightforward. But if you want 15% returns in the next 20 years, what is the price of that? Its price is not money. Its price is volatility, fear, uncertainty, regret, and worry. When the market falls 20% or 30%, that is the fee that the market is demanding from you. If you panic at that time and withdraw your money, you have failed to pay that fee. This is the most revolutionary idea of this chapter. Fine, that is what you paid for doing something wrong, like breaking a traffic signal. You want to avoid paying a fine. Fee, that is what you pay for a good facility or service, like a movie ticket or gym membership. You happily pay the fee because you know that something good will come in return. Successful investors do not consider the market's fall as a fine, they consider it as a fee. They know that if they want great wealth in the future, they will have to pay today's entry fee of uncertainty and mental stress. Many people try to avoid this fee of investing. They try to time the market, selling just before a fall and buying just before a rise. The author says that this is just like staying in a hotel and instead of paying the bill, trying to sneak out through the back door. Sometimes you will escape, but in the end, you will be caught, and that fine will finish your entire wealth. Consider the market's fall as an entry fee. When your portfolio is in the red, do not consider it your mistake. It's a part of that magical return that you are going to get in the future. The price of mental strength. Successful investing has less to do with mathematics and more to do with your temperament. Are you ready to bear that stress? Avoid shortcuts. Do not try to fool the market. Those who want to become rich without paying the fee often end up losing everything. Chapter 16. You and Me. Imagine that you are in a restaurant, and seeing the person at the next table, you order the same food that they are eating. But you do not know that the person is allergic to something or is on a diet. In the world of investing, we make this same mistake every day. Author Morgan Housel says that the biggest mistake in investing is that we take financial cues from people who are playing a completely different game from us. Day trader. His game is to buy stocks in the morning and sell them at a profit in the evening. For him, what the stock price is today matters. Long-term investor. Your game is to buy stocks and forget about them for 20 years. For you, today's price does not matter. When a long-term investor starts buying or selling stocks by watching a day trader, he is heading towards ruin. This is just like a marathon runner starting to run at the speed of a sprinter. He will never reach the finish line. We often think that people are fools who buy stocks or houses at increased prices, but according to Housel, they are not fools. They are just playing a short-term game. When prices increase, short-term traders benefit. Seeing them, the long-term investor feels that he is missing something, FOMO. He also starts buying at that same high price. But when the bubble bursts, the short-term trader has already exited, but the long-term investor gets stuck. The author gives a very important advice here. You should be clear about which game you are playing. Are you saving for your retirement? Do you want to buy a house in the next 2 years? Are you trading just for fun? Until you know your own game, you will keep being influenced by others' decisions and will ultimately harm yourself. Do not copy others. Before copying any news anchor, neighbor, or YouTuber, ask, is their goal and my goal the same? Build a financial identity. Write in your diary, I am an investor who is saving money for the next 20 years. This sentence will protect you from the noise of the market. Price versus value. The price that is right for a trader may be wrong for an investor. Follow the rules of your own game. Chapter 17. The Seduction of Pessimism. If I tell you that the stock market will grow 300% in the next 10 years, you will probably laugh at me. But if I say that a very big economic crisis is coming next year and your savings could sink, you will listen to me very carefully. Author Morgan Housel says that in the world of money, pessimism seems much smarter and more attractive to us than optimism. Optimism. This is not thinking that everything will be good. It is the belief that even if there are setbacks along the way, things will get better with time. Optimism feels like a blurry picture. Pessimism feels very intellectual. When someone predicts a recession, we feel that he is very smart and knows something that we do not. Pessimism pretends to make us feel safe. Bad news is an event, while good news is a process. If the stock market falls 5% today, it becomes a headline. But if the market gradually grows 200% in 10 years, no news is made on it because it happens very slowly. Compounding needs years to work, but destruction can happen in just a few days. That is why we pay more attention to destruction. Housel explains something very deep. Progress happens because the scale of success slightly outweighs that of failure. Every day in the world, thousands of things go wrong, but millions of people are working to solve those problems. It is from this problem-solving process that growth is born. Pessimists often see the problems, but underestimate the human mind's ability to solve them. Be careful of those who scare you. People who always talk about recession and ruin may seem smart, but they're often wrong because they do not understand the power of compounding. Appreciate slow progress. Remember that wealth does not build overnight. Good things take time and they do not make noise. Be positive about the future, that things will get better, but keep enough cash and safety that you can bear those short periods of pessimism. Chapter 18. When you'll believe anything. Have you ever wondered why intelligent people also make foolish investments? Author Morgan Housel says that we do not only believe in those things which are true, we also believe in those things which we want to see become true. The human mind is influenced more by stories than by data and numbers. If someone tells you a wonderful story about how a new technology will change the world, you will forget to look at that company's balance sheet. In the world of money, an attractive narrative is often the most powerful force. When you want something very desperately, like becoming rich quickly, your mind ignores those evidences that go against your desire. This is called motivated reasoning. We prefer to believe that we live in a world that can be understood and predicted. We believe in experts' predictions because it gives us a sense of security. The truth is that the economy is the result of billions of people's decisions, which is impossible to understand. But saying, I don't know, is difficult, so we construct complex stories so that it feels like we have control. Housel tells that we build a map of our world. Where we do not have information, we fill in that gap by filling in stories from our own mind. If the stock market falls, we immediately find a reason, like interest rates or politics. Even if that reason is wrong, having a wrong reason gives more comfort than having no reason at all. Recognize your desires. Next time when you are excited about any investment, ask yourself, am I believing in this because there is solid reasoning behind it, or because I want it to be true? Accept uncertainty. Accepting that the world is uncertain and many things are beyond your control will save you from getting trapped in wrong predictions. Be careful of stories. The more attractive and simple the story, the more dangerous it can be. In the matter of investing, the complex and boring truth is often better than beautiful stories.
Chapter 19. All together now.
So far, we have understood 18 different aspects of the psychology of money. But how do you apply all of these in your real life? In this chapter, Morgan Housel gives the essence or summary of the entire book so that you can make better financial decisions starting today. The author here connects all the main principles that we have learned. Humility. Accept that luck had a hand in your success and risk in your failure. Do not judge others and do not consider yourself too great either. Less ego equals more wealth. Your wealth is what you have not spent. Reduce your needs in order to save. The magic of time. Give compounding time to work. Be patient and do not repeatedly interrupt the process of investing. Housel gives us a mental checklist to remember while investing. When things are going very well, remember that you are not as smart as you think you are. When things are going very badly, remember that you are not as foolish as the market is making you feel. Keep room for error. Always keep a buffer so that even if your plan fails, you are not ruined. The biggest use of money is to buy that happiness which comes from control over your time. If your money is not giving you better sleep and the freedom to spend time with your loved ones, you are going in the wrong direction. The 5 golden rules of this chapter. First, save money. Just save. Second, increase your time horizon. Think not of 5-10 years, but 20-30 years. Third, put peace above returns. Choose a portfolio that gives you peaceful sleep at night, not one that promises the most returns. Fourth, avoid the world of show-off. Remember the man in the car paradox. Nobody is impressed by your expensive things. Fifth, be ready for change. You will change, and so will the world. Keep flexibility in your plans. Chapter 20. Confessions. Until now, the author told us what we should do, but in this last chapter, Morgan Housel pulls back the curtain and tells us what he himself does with his own money. He admits that many of his decisions are not rational, but they are reasonable for him. Housel tells that he has a very simple lifestyle. As his income grew, he did not increase his lifestyle. He still lives in the same house that he bought years ago. He drives the same car that he already had. His savings rate is very high, but not because he likes being miserly, but because he likes freedom. He says that the biggest use of money is living on your own terms. Rationally, instead of buying a house, renting it, and putting the saved money in the stock market could be more beneficial. But Housel has bought his house without any loan, paying the full amount. By mathematics, this is a wrong decision because a home loan is cheaper. But in terms of mental peace of mind, this was the best decision for him. Being the complete owner of your own roof gives him that security which the stock market's returns cannot. Housel's investment portfolio could be the world's most boring portfolio. He does not chase any hot stock or crypto. All his money is in low-cost index funds. For the last 15 years, he has just kept investing every month, whether the market is up or down. He has no target, just one goal: never sell his investment. Generally, financial advisors say that keeping cash is foolishness because inflation eats it up. But Housel keeps a large part of his portfolio as cash. This cash gives him 2 things. It protects him from fear when the market crashes. It does not force him to sell his investments, stocks, in any emergency. Find your own definition. You do not need to do what the world is doing. Do what gives you peaceful sleep at night. Avoid complexity. The simpler the investment, the easier it will be to follow it for a long time. Index funds and savings are the most powerful weapons. Choose your own pitch to play on. Housel's goal is not to become the richest, but always to stay rich. Keep your goal clear. Morgan Housel's book teaches us just one thing: making money is not mathematics, but an art. Look, making research-based content like this takes us weeks of hard work so that you can get the knowledge of thousands of pages in just a few minutes. If you feel that your knowledge increased even by 1% today, then definitely give this video a like. Your one like and subscribe tells us that we need to keep doing this hard work for you. In the next video, we will decode what the psychology behind trading is and how the mindset works in it, a book that will tell you how the world's successful traders think. If you want to join us on this journey of your financial freedom and do not want to miss the essence of those valuable upcoming books, then subscribe right now and press that bell icon. In the comments, definitely write what you learned from this video so that we can make a detailed video on it. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. Keep learning. See you in the next masterclass. You are watching Inside Wealth Files.